This video will make your head spin. In front of you are stadiums so steep that it almost feels like gravity works differently there. The stands rise sharply, making every step upward more demanding. Reaching the highest sections isn't easy. It takes real effort, good fitness, and a bit of courage. Here is a roundup of the steepest and most vertical stadiums in the world. Some are said to offer views resembling those from a ski jumping hill, others induce a powerful sense of vertigo, and just looking at them makes your knees go weak. Ready for this exceptionally steep climb? StadiumDB.com presents Steepest Stadiums in the World. We start in Mexico with Estadio BBVA. Its asymmetrical roof intentionally reveals a majestic view of the Cerro de la Silla mountain to fans in the upper rows. The most interesting part, however, is the stands, pitched at a 34-degree angle. This venue eliminated the problem of poor visibility. The first row is separated from the touchline by just 9 meters. For fans, it's a chance to be almost within arm's reach of the pitch. And for visiting teams, a guarantee of playing in a loud cauldron. We move to a massive collegiate temple in the USA, Clemson Memorial Stadium. To fit over the old tier, architects had to extend the new upper stands extremely steeply upwards. However, the greatest engineering madness is located behind one of the end zones. Instead of a huge concrete structure, there is a grassy bank called the hill. Its natural incline ranges from 30 to even 40 degrees, which is a phenomenon considering it's a huge standing section, completely devoid of seats. Before you is the absolute holy grail of steep stands, La Bombonera in Buenos Aires. The stadium is the architectural result of desperation. In the tight, densely built-up La Boca neighborhood, space was lacking, so they built vertically upwards. Interestingly, each tier gets progressively steeper. The lower stand has a mild 25 degrees, the middle 36, until finally the third level reaches an extreme 46 degrees. At such an incline, it's easy to lose your orientation. Fans are separated from the pitch by just 4 meters, and when Boca Juniors supporters start jumping, the venue literally pulsates and moves. Following its monumental renovation, Santiago Bernabéu resembles a metallic spaceship. The stadium is wrapped in a gigantic steel exoskeleton reaching 57 meters in height, with a roof structure weighing almost as much as the Eiffel Tower. But the real engineering shock awaits inside. While the lowest tiers offer a gentle slope, the gradient drastically shifts as you look up. During the massive 1990s expansion, the highest sections, the famous Fourth Amphitheater, were pushed to the absolute limit, reaching a vertigo-inducing maximum of 39 degrees. We stay in Spain at Estadio El Sadar that, after its renovation under the Muro Rojo project, terrifies visiting teams. The goal was to create a literal wall of fans in red scarves. A new second tier in the shape of a C was added onto 3 of the 4 stands, creating one of the steepest places in Europe. The angle of incline there is a dizzying 40 degrees. The extreme stacking of the audience and the creation of a safe standing zone means that fans literally hang over the pitch. We move to the most powerful generator of a fear of heights in all of Europe, Estadio Mestalla. Surrounded by dense urban development, architects had no choice and had to escape with the stands extremely upwards, reaching 44 degrees. The terror is amplified by the raw execution, however. There are no enclosed stairwells here. The stairs in the away section lead up like a steep, completely exposed ladder, from which you can see the abyss all the way down to the pitch. Climbing to the very top is a genuine trauma for many. Dickinson Stadium is a perfect example of building excitement under strict health and safety regulations. The heart of the venue, meant to transfer the dense atmosphere from the old Goodison Park, is the 13,000-capacity South Stand. Inspired by Dortmund's Yellow Wall, it was pitched at an angle of 34.99 degrees. Why such surgical precision? In the UK, the safety limit is exactly 35 degrees, and exceeding it means a building ban, due to the risk of a crowd avalanche effect in a dense crowd. Blocked by streets and a metro station, St. James's Park gained an incredibly asymmetrical shape, with massive overhanging upper tiers, known as Level 7. Their incline reaches the British maximum of 35 degrees, but it's the absurd height that causes the most fear. Away fans have to climb as many as 14 flights of stairs. Additionally, the venue was built on a natural hill. At one point, the difference in the pitch's height was 5 meters, and today the slope from north to south is still about 2 meters, making the field quite literally crooked. If you are enjoying this architectural vertigo, click the subscribe button and leave a thumbs up. It allows us to build this channel as solidly as the stadiums in today's lineup. Thanks! The power of the modern desire for steep stands is best evidenced by the South Stand at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the largest single-tier structure in the UK, standing over 34 meters tall. This massive barrier of 17,000 people was profiled at the borderline 35-degree angle. Looking down is especially impressive. The distance between the first row of this wall and the touchline is less than 5 meters, which is an absolute rarity and a record for proximity in the Premier League. San Siro's famous third ring was added for the 1990 World Cup. To fit it over the existing sections, it was erected at a massive angle of exactly 40 degrees, more than as in Dortmund. Looking at the pitch from such a tremendous height induces fear. Paradoxically, even though this steepness makes your head spin, in the designs for Milan's new stadium, the clubs are firmly demanding the retention of exactly the same incline. A textbook example of engineering steepness is RheinEnergie Stadion. An oval athletic layout was abandoned here in favor of a British orthogonal box. The upper tier of the stands climbs at a perfectly rectilinear, maximum allowable angle of 35 degrees. However, this extreme approach created an incredible defect. In the corners, the highest rows are pushed so far beyond the pitch line that fans don't have a natural view of the turf from them at all. If the English build massive walls, they model them on Signal Iduna Park. The legendary Yellow Wall measures 100 meters wide, 52 meters deep, and rises 40 meters upwards. This massive integrated zone climbs at an extreme incline of 36.9 degrees, openly compared in Germany to ski jumping hills. The stand was extended from the very edge of the pitch, meaning fans in the front row are almost within arm's reach of the goalkeeper. We can't skip a Volksparkstadion from which you formerly watched the pitch through binoculars. So, it was raised to the ground, the pitch's axis was rotated by 90 degrees, and the arena was built anew, focusing on intimidating acoustics. The new stands grow very aggressively with height. The lower tier has a calm 20 degrees, the middle 30, and after scrambling up to the third level, you are greeted by rows pitched at an angle of exactly 35 degrees. Allianz Arena set trends for an entire decade, radically breaking away from the flat, sprawling stands of the old Olympic Stadium. Swiss architects squeezed the spectators to the limit, separating the first row from the turf with just a 7.5-meter strip. The stands grow aggressively here with each tier. The lower level is 24 degrees, the middle 30, and when we enter the highest, third tier, the angle reaches an incline of 34 degrees. We leave Europe to prove that engineering extremes are not reserved solely for football. In internet debates about the fear of heights, South African fans post a picture of Kings Park Stadium with the caption, "We can only laugh at you." This old-school built venue has an incredibly vertical structure. The incline of the highest tiers is up to 40 degrees. Due to architecture, the sound has nowhere to escape, earning the nickname the Shark Tank. We close our list in the Far East. Toyota Stadium, opened in 2001 and designed by the legendary Kisho Kurokawa, is famous for its roof resembling a huge accordion. However, it's the uppermost parts of the stands that are its true secret. They were erected at a massive angle of 38 degrees. Japanese fans call these sections the cliff for good reason, and just looking down from the top induces genuine vertigo in many. Which of these stadiums feels frighteningly steep to you? Let us know in the comments, and we, as always, will see you every day on our social media and website. Catch you later.